first global, private, no government oversight, digital, rules-based monetary system the world has ever known. That's a big idea. And we think the total crypto asset market in 2030 will be valued at roughly $25 trillion. Right now, it's a little over $1 trillion. And we think that Bitcoin's going to be more than half of that. Base case would be 650,000, and then bull case would be about double that. We're in the news for our Bitcoin ETF filing, and because it's with the SEC, we cannot say anything. But I really do believe that the SEC is going to lose the grayscale case, and that's going to happen pretty soon. And that one of the ways that the SEC could respond is to turn around and change the subject and approve not just one Bitcoin ETF, but a lot of the ones that are on the docket right now. So it could happen. It could happen quickly. And, I think from an institutional point of view, then, I think we're going to see a serious move in. And what's interesting about that is the number of Bitcoin outstanding now is 19-ish million, and the maximum will be 21 million. If institutions want to move in, that's going to be a lot of incremental demand for not that much more incremental supply. So the only way to then do that is to bid the price up if they really want to be a part of it. I think it's going to be the institutional on-ramp. It signed the deal with BlackRock, and I think that was a very big deal in terms of Larry Fink. Larry Fink is now all about Bitcoin, and so it's getting much more institutional focus. You will remember there was a time when Larry Fink said Bitcoin is environmentally a menace. And I don't think he's talking about that anymore, because actually Bitcoin is solving some environmental problems now that Exxon is putting Bitcoin mining machines into natural gas fields so that instead of flaring the natural gas, it can be used to mint Bitcoin. So and utility ecosystems are using it to in their solar ecosystems. When the sun's, created too much energy, it'll pour into Bitcoin mining, and they can overbuild solar and wind. So, this is the convergence of technologies.
Bitcoin's recent behavior seems like a puzzle with missing pieces. It's moving sideways and no one's sure where it's heading next. But let's dig into the clues we have. On the daily chart, Bitcoin's currently around $26,257, supported by the green dots of the momentum reversal indicator at $25,188. Keep an eye on the bearish crossover between the 200-day simple moving average, SMA, and the 20-week exponential moving average, EMA. Last time, this setup led to a 70% price drop. If history repeats, a pullback could put Bitcoin at $27,670. Further down, there are support levels at $25,186 and $20,431. The weekly chart has seen lower lows, signaling a breakdown in the 2023 rally. Investors might want to brace for a possible plunge. The Relative Strength Index, RSI, on the weekly time frame has fallen below 50, indicating bearish sentiment. However, there's a wild card, the MRI's green 1 buy signal. If it plays out, Bitcoin could rally to $27,670 before potentially resuming its bearish trend. Historically, September has been Bitcoin's worst performing month, with an average return of -5%. Meanwhile, November shines with a 37.96% average return. The third quarter, Q3, is the weakest, averaging 4.21%. While Q4 boasts an average return of 93.38%. To invalidate the bearish outlook, Bitcoin must flip the 200-day SMA at $27,670 into support. If it holds, sidelined buyers may jump in, potentially sending Bitcoin to $30,000 and $36,000. An alternative scenario is approval of a spot Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund, ETF. This could trigger a buying frenzy and push Bitcoin to $40,000. Bitcoin's price seems stable above $26,200, setting the stage for a potential rise above $26,850. Key factors include staying above the 100-hourly simple moving average and a bullish trend line near $26,300. Breaking the $26,850 resistance and closing above $27,200 could lead to a bullish wave targeting $28,000 and possibly $28,800. However, a failure could see Bitcoin testing support at $25,550, so watch those levels closely. Rumors are swirling that BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, might shift its focus from Bitcoin to XRP. This potential shift is driven by changing regulations, technological advancements, and a desire to diversify the digital asset portfolio. XRP's reputation in cross-border transactions could make it an attractive choice for financial giants like BlackRock. If this shift happens, it could signify a broader trend of diversification among institutional investors and shake up the crypto landscape. Let's continue our discussion with Cathie Wood.
I think institutions will be a big part of it. This is a new asset class, very low correlations with any other asset class, except at extremes in all markets. The correlations go to 1. So yes, and I think a Bitcoin ETF approval will help. I think judicial clarity, legislative clarity is all going to happen within the next few years. This is an election year issue. I already know some young people who have switched their allegiance when it seemed like Elizabeth Warren was going to lead the Democrats into the anti-crypto world. I know of some young individuals whom I never thought would change their allegiance, shifted from Democrats to Republicans. Now it's becoming a little more bipartisan in the legislative branch, and I think it is because it's becoming an election year issue. And so you can't be on the wrong side of young people and win an election. We have a very strong point of view about what's going to happen to interest rates. We think they're going to fall, and surprisingly so, because we think the bigger risk out there is not inflation, it is deflation. And you can tell me, oh, these economic statistics are saying the economy is fine. You take a look at some of these earnings reports, and the headline will be, oh, they beat their revenue and earnings. But what happens if you look deep into it? The guidance has been falling for a long time, and many companies are showing little to no nominal growth. So forget about inflation. Nominal revenue growth is diminishing, and by some measures, real revenue growth has been negative in units terms for the last 2 quarters on a year-over-year basis. We've dropped inflation from 9% in June of 22 to 3%, a little over 3% headline CPI in July of this year. So it's coming down, and money growth is negative on a year-over-year basis, down more than 3%. It's been negative since the beginning of the year. And monetary policy operates on the economy with a lag. So we actually think there's going to be a harder landing than most people think. And certainly when it comes to profit margins, now that all of these companies are agreeing to these huge wage bills. There's a good story from Domino's, the CEO of Domino's Pizza. He said, we made a bad mistake in trying to raise prices. We're rolling them back. We lost units. We're rolling them back now. And I think I think the consumer is saying, no more. We can't take it. Savings are running down. Student loans are coming back. And companies are going to rethink their strategy. To see P&G and Pepsi, near double-digit price increases and negative units, well, these are manufacturing companies. That kills productivity, and it becomes a vicious cycle. The Cybertruck is going to expand the truck market. Just like the Model 3 has expanded its category. You see in the Model 3, you've seen people who they've stretched to buy that car because it's such a good car. Now, it will be interesting. The F-150 Lightning, the Ford electric truck, seems to be preferred by people within the Midwest. But you see that GM and Ford are both signing on to Tesla's charging network. We think that the middle of the country, which has not really embraced Tesla's cars, is probably going to be much more amenable when there are chargers much closer by. And I'll bet the same thing happens with the Cybertruck, especially we're hearing a lot of funny stories about, they're funny, but they're also very, I'm sure for the people experiencing, I heard one story, an F-150 Lightning truck owner driving his family on a long distance. He said, we were hungry, afraid, and heartbroken because there were no charging stations. And so we think that's a big deal when it comes to the middle America adopting any EV, but a Cybertruck.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more daily updates. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to empower you on your financial journey. Until next time, happy investing.